Breaking. Arsenal closing in on Ezri Konsa, £52 million. Deal agreed. And Arteta has a new £120 million. Dream target. So Arsenal fans, stop what you are doing because there is some absolutely massive news coming out of the transfer market. The Gunners are reportedly closing in on another major signing, and this time Mikel Arteta could be strengthening the heart of his defence with the arrival of England international Ezri Konsa from Aston Villa. According to David Ornstein of The Athletic, Arsenal are closing in on a deal for the 28-year-old defender, with a verbal agreement already in place. The report claims that Arsenal are preparing a final bid worth around £52 million, which Aston Villa are expected to accept. Even more importantly for Arsenal, Konsa is said to be keen on the move. This is a huge development because Arsenal's defensive plans have been complicated by the injury situation surrounding William Saliba. Saliba has established himself as one of the most important defenders in Mikel Arteta's team. But with his return from injury still a major factor, Arsenal appear determined not to leave themselves exposed. And this is where Ezri Konsa becomes extremely interesting. Konsa is not simply being targeted because Arsenal need another body in defence. He is an experienced Premier League defender, an England international, and a player who understands the demands of playing at the highest level in English football. His ability to operate as a centre-back makes him a very attractive option for Arteta. The idea appears to be straightforward. Arsenal want defensive security while Saliba works his way back to full fitness, but they could also be bringing in a player capable of competing for minutes even after Saliba returns. For Arsenal fans, that is an important distinction. If this deal goes through, Arteta would have another experienced defender to rotate with Saliba, Gabriel and the rest of his defensive options. With Arsenal competing on multiple fronts, squad depth could once again become one of the biggest factors in the Premier League title race. And the reported £52 million price tag shows just how seriously Arsenal are taking this. This would not be a cheap emergency signing. Arsenal would be investing heavily in a player they believe can contribute immediately and provide long-term reliability at the back. But Arsenal's transfer plans do not appear to stop there, because after the disappointment surrounding Vinícius Jr, another gigantic name has reportedly emerged as a potential attacking target for Mikel Arteta, and this one could be even more explosive. Reports have linked Arsenal with Juventus superstar Kenan Yıldız, with the Turkish international reportedly emerging as a dream alternative after Arsenal's pursuit of Vinícius Jr failed to materialise. The reported figure is absolutely enormous, around £120 million. Yes, Arsenal fans, £120 million. Yildiz is still only 21, but he has already established himself as one of the most exciting young attacking talents in European football. His technical ability, confidence in 1v1 situations, creativity and versatility have made him one of Juventus's most valuable assets. And from Arsenal's perspective, there is a very obvious reason why Arteta could be interested. Yildiz can operate across the attacking line, giving Arteta another dynamic option capable of creating chances, carrying the ball and attacking defenders. His ability to play from the left, through the middle, or in more advanced attacking positions would give Arsenal another dimension. The Vinícius situation has made Arsenal fans dream of a superstar attacking signing. If that door is now closed, the question becomes, who can Arsenal realistically target instead? Kenan Yıldız could be that answer. Reports suggest the player could be prepared to push for a major transfer to North London, although any potential deal would be extraordinarily complicated given his importance to Juventus and the enormous valuation being discussed. Arsenal would therefore have to make a gigantic financial commitment if they genuinely wanted to bring him to the Emirates. But imagine the possibilities. An Arsenal attack featuring Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus and potentially Kenan Yıldız would give Arteta an extraordinary range of attacking options. And if Arsenal was simultaneously adding Ezri Konsa to their defence, it would demonstrate something very important about the club's transfer strategy. They are not simply looking for one or two additions. They are trying to build a squad capable of competing for everything. The Konsa deal could strengthen Arsenal's defensive depth at a critical moment. The Yıldız pursuit, if it develops into something concrete, could represent the club's attempt to replace the superstar ambition behind the Vinícius pursuit with another elite young attacking talent. For Arsenal supporters, this is exactly the kind of transfer window that creates excitement. A £52 million England international potentially arriving from Aston Villa, a world-class defensive structure being reinforced, and then, potentially, a £120 million pursuit of one of Europe's brightest young attacking stars. But there is still an important question. Will Arsenal actually complete both moves? The Konsa situation appears much further advanced. According to the reported information, there is already a verbal agreement. Konsa is keen, and Arsenal are preparing a final £52 million bid that is expected to be accepted. That makes this the transfer Arsenal fans should be watching most closely right now. The Yildiz situation is different. While the idea of Arsenal making him their next attacking dream target is extremely exciting, supporters should wait for stronger confirmation before treating a £120 million transfer as imminent. Nevertheless, the message from North London is becoming very clear. Mikel Arteta wants Arsenal to have more quality, more depth and more options. And, if these reports develop as expected, the Gunners could be preparing for another major phase of their transfer window. Ezri Konsa could be heading towards the Emirates. Kenan Yıldız could become the next superstar name on Arsenal's radar. And after the disappointment of missing out on Vinícius Jr, Arsenal may already have another huge attacking dream in mind. Gunners, this could be another massive chapter in Arsenal's summer transfer story. £52 million for Konsa, £120 million dream for Yildiz. Defence reinforced, attack potentially transformed. And if Mikel Arteta gets what he wants, Arsenal could enter the new season with one of the deepest and most dangerous squads in European football. The transfer window is far from finished, and judging by these latest reports, Arsenal are certainly not finished spending. It is exactly the type of midfield capable of dominating possession against the biggest clubs while also matching the physical demands of the Premier League. It is easy to understand why Arsenal supporters have become so excited by these reports. However, as massive as the Bruno Guimaraes story is, Arsenal's ambitions reportedly go even further. According to Spanish journalist Sergio Valentin, Mikel Arteta has personally spoken with Real Madrid superstar Vinícius Jr regarding a possible move to Arsenal this summer. The report claims Arteta directly explained his football project, outlining exactly how the Brazilian winger would fit into Arsenal's system and become one of the central figures in the club's future. That is a significant development because Arteta has built a reputation for personally convincing elite players to join Arsenal by presenting a clear vision of their role within his project. Several current Arsenal players have previously praised the manager for the detailed conversations he holds before transfers are completed, and it appears he is attempting to use that same approach once again. The biggest obstacle remains Real Madrid's valuation. Reports indicate that the Spanish giants are demanding around €170 million for Vinícius Jr, a figure Arsenal are currently unwilling to pay. Instead, the Gunners reportedly hope they can negotiate a deal for less than €150 million, particularly if Vinícius fails to reach an agreement over a new contract with Real Madrid. Arsenal are believed to be monitoring the situation very closely, understanding that contract negotiations could play a huge role in determining whether Madrid eventually become more willing to negotiate. While completing such a transfer would still be incredibly difficult, the fact that Arsenal are even being linked with one of the world's biggest stars demonstrates how much the club has grown under Arteta.